I replace thoughts with thoughts. I replace thoughts with thoughts, quenching souls and throats as I speak the oaths and the oath to the hungry streets kids craving for beef. They know this king. The truth is coated, miscoded, modified to represent lies, with ties singing political lullabies, addressing only the youth with yellow thighs, providing them house and grant them childs. We dice with our lives, sipping tears from the melted ice from our eyes, quenching the everlasting poverty inherited inside. We are the brave generation, our legacies now, chaining courtesy amongst ourselves. When we see each other, we bow. It is funny how we throw each other with wisdom, tantrums, helping fight suicidal dumps who forever nourish our stolen farms with our poetical injected guns, carrying whole back, suffocating it with the illusion, the idea of becoming the best, forgetting the rest. My brother, my sister, the story is so sad. The society is slowly but surely mapping our future roadmaps. Media idolizing religion and God, physically challenged chaps kneeling to God. What's with your kneecaps? Pride is our new swag. Joy and peace substituted with hatred and greed. The lives we desire to live. It is no surprise at all our neighbors chasing each other like cats and dogs. Unity's outdated. Gang rape, salt aids, and useless front pages is the in thing. Hashtags and tours, stealing our precious little Cassie stories, motivational speakers, buying media spaces on papers, drunkards, false prophets, manipulating my black community, interpreting dreams of the society full of no dreamers. An eye for an eye, levels are too high. Church uniforms have become like shades and closets wherein people hide their true selves. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I cannot celebrate my brother's downfall. Looking at my calendar, everyone wants a holiday named after them at another man's expense. Our villages are directionless. You see, my ghetto champions are unnoticed black stars, shining daily, basking in the Sunday sun, situated somewhere in the east Sowetan of the township, reviewing how life would have unfolded. Don't live, they knew their real parents, not the abusing male guardians. Now, here is the thing, they fantasize over Nyaup and Stomp in a 10 rand 50 Calling Black label, thinking to themselves how life would have been a walk in a park, only if they stayed in the suburbs, drove Range Rovers with their wives and kids. But no, their destiny lies within the bellies of local councillors and the MECs who promise to create employment through their dirty politics game of decreasing unemployment rate while they push the mandate of increasing nepotism and corruption rate. You see, my brother, my sister, you can never make it to the government positions because they hire their inexperienced mutual friends, and what's yours is to like them. Matters of the heart. I am the nothing one, and we remain the nothing ones. I am the nothing one, and we remain the nothing ones. Life is hard, matters of the heart, praying for cageless lives. I've been working hard. Life is hard, matters of the heart, praying for cageless lives. I've been working hard. It is hard to be me, living under the skin condition. My upbringing was rooted and embedded by uninformed myths, escalating within the societal bliss, doing as they please and wish, forgetting that I'm a human being. I got distant teased, which really dismantled my self-esteem, and ever since I've never had peace. Put yourself in my shoes and wonder how I would have coped being called a thing. You see, rich kids believed I was a product of a witch, having to live and mingle with something they've never seen. Do you blame them? Well, I don't. Even old people still believe the very same thing. You find mothers in the streets turning around and say sis and spits on their chests, avoiding to give birth to white kids. It is painful. It is painful to see more and more people living with albinism being treated like trash, as if you don't belong to the Mother Earth. But I like a struggle soldier, tie my boots so tight because the journey has not started yet. I will fight them till the end because I don't mind being in a prison cell if that's the price I've got to pay for my self-worth. You see, I value myself. I value myself because I was not far-fetched. My mother gave birth. Why do I have to face killings and death? Should I blame death or birth? Well, I blame the educational system for failing to teach the kids about albinism. They left the matter unattended and neglected, watering the seeds of racism and the roots of prejudice. Mentally, I'm schizophrenic, heart-torn and so lost as I wrote this. My lips and eyes are dry, craving for peace within communities because they say united we stand. They say united we stand, divided we fall. But how do I unite knowing that somewhere in Tanzania I've got a price tag? I raise my fist for young and old heroes and heroines slaughtered for ancestral works. They never cared about their dreams, ambitions and determination. The government turned a blind eye, providing their families with black body bags. But I carry the burden on my back, calling upon for societal help to help reduce more suicidal cases. because they preach social inclusivity. They preach social inclusivity within their communities, proving the fact that I'm not integrated within their society. Define the word albino as an animal in their dictionaries, placing a permanent mindset about my sense of being in the minds of intellectuals, individuals, and dignitaries. And what's left is for all the secretaries to know down the word and deliver it to their higher authorities, because life is hard, matters of the heart, praying for cageless lives. I've been working hard. Life is hard, matters of the heart, praying for cageless lives. I've been working hard. You see, I'm very black that you cannot see my dark skin with your naked eyes. I'm very black that you cannot see my dark skin with your naked eyes. I'm a blessing in disguise, an angel sent to pass peace, thoroughly sculptured. I'm a masterpiece, born to lead. You see, I found light within the complexion of my skin, and with this pigment, I'm going to make a prudent statement. Men are trash. Men are trash. He hit a head hard on the floor. Her heart pours as his strong muscled arms armed to wrinkle a brown face. My feet vibrate to an earthquake like shakes. That was a stolen body bag mopping the tiled floor with fusion of blood diluted with tears. She screamed her heart out loudly, ornamenting the background melody intentionally played to distort its abusive deeds. She got used to the flow and befriended the patterns of the tile lines. She got used to the flow and befriended the patterns of the tile lines. She conversed with the roof daily, glorifying his immoral endeavors. She no longer appreciates our compliments. The word love to her is a scrambled version of an abbreviation of violence. Disdain overwhelmed her humble sentiments. She feels empty inside, dirty outside. In essence, she sees a walking corpse in herself. She covers her scars with a ring of lies, making up stories when confronted face to face. Culture and religion blinded both victim and tyrant, dominating their she by having relations without a concern. A woman would violate her deeply to an extent that she will bleed heavily as he satisfies and feels proud about how strong he is, bragging about how man enough he is. Her pride restricts her to walk away, believing that endurance is the only way to conquer the intense pain felt inside. She cannot socialize with workers anymore. Fed up to the core, neglected support groups, women's schemes, because she believes she's doing it for her kids. Neighbors no longer gossip, kneeling on the palm of her floor, pleading with the Most High to deliver her from the emotional and physical agony. She has a no scar. She has a nose scar, a thigh scar, and a deep hole in her heart filled with anger and regret. Her loving time stolen on her watch, watching days goes by, hoping for better days of tomorrow because she cannot deal with the sorrow and terror anymore. She was abused by her mother tongue when she tried tongue twisting in the name of multilingualization, and she said, "Thixo ndiyabulela xa undiva xa ndigqiba ukuthandaza wonke amaxesha." A click of annoyance tickled my eardrums through a sweet sour voice that moves simultaneously with the rhythm that creates the beat which is an African beat, the beat which is nourished and nurtured through an African drum. I speak of ashiko drum, djembe drum, marimba drum, combo drum. Ideologically speaking, there was in the beat that beat by beat, and one could say she's a professionalism of a lyricism through how she spits her euphemisms, trying to redress the imbalance of the past that black African women face on their daily basis, walking around with their blue and black-eyed faces claiming to protect their marriages. You see, I salute the real men. I salute the real men not by virtue of their six-pack, but when I see them, I still call them Sir, Mr. or Menier. Not those who act like maniacs and douchebags by laying a hand on a very beautiful princess. Instead of making her lips and thighs wet, you perform your low-standard and underestimated acts and make her eyes wet. As a matter of fact, man, let me tell you, you are weak and whack. Punch me in the face and let's see if it's going to make you feel more of a man compared to the bruise and the scars you left on the neck. If I was the judge, I would sentence you twice your life. Let them assassinate you, hang you on the wall and let you rot. Should leave you like Bob from Generations, but Bob Marley's legacy will live from generations to generations because it's a true reflection of a real man. Don't be fooled by the traditional, cultural, generally acclimatized theories and ideologies that men are dominant. If it's so, why then current statistics prevail that more and more women are becoming prominent? Isn't that pure and clear evidence that you should embrace and acknowledge their existence? You moron, go back to your drawing board and conceptualize on the term respect and make an impact and become a real man. 8. Go back. 8. Why can't you go back to where you came from and stop tormenting the innocent lives of my people? AIDS, why can't you go back to where you came from and stop tormenting the innocent lives of my people? Motherless child, born in walls of sickness, dreams chained in prison of pills and diets, freedom stolen and celebrated by chronic infections, gathered around an innocent soul, waiting for her to mature so they attack her immune system. I could see the last troop standing defenselessly as she grew, literally heading her family, hospitalizing a place called home, a one-room check into an ICU of a coughing mother, lying in a hopeless bed, decorated with flies. She walked miles barefooted, reaching out for pastors, priests, and healers, her shoeless feet, swollen, lost count of the number of times she has fallen. She blamed the heat from the sun, but could it be the weight of a younger sister who cries, crawls, and cuddles on her back to back? Her far-fetched brother choked them to the bone. I could see tats of hunger all over her abdomen. Mother, I'm hungry became a daily slogan. Mother, I'm hungry became a daily slogan. I witnessed eyeballs hanging out of their sockets from a woman who was once determined to build a little heaven for her 3 angels. But the determination turned into an unrealized dream stolen by a man who is far there from being a father. No wonder these kids' lives are shapeless without no figure. Now she hangs in that shack trying to figure out how he went about while he was still alive. And I from the other side of the world, I'm stuck with thoughts, wishing I was God to take their situation there off and craft a miracle of some sort. Drain tears lost from the daughters of the soil, toiling their choice away because a CD4 count has just dropped. Dear Lord, bring back your miracles and strengthen the little one to grow bold and strong. Dear Lord, bring back your miracles and strengthen the little one to grow bold and strong. AIDS, why can't you go back to where you came from and stop tormenting the innocent lives of my people? AIDS, why can't you go back to where you came from and stop tormenting the innocent lives of my people? Are you taking advantage that we were illiterate, tracking the rate at which we rose from nowhere? Why can't you go back to your creator with statistics of the number of lives you have robbed, including the lives of kids who are clueless and never had a chance to live as much as you live to destroy? They say we are given a choice to gamble with the only treasure that God himself blessed us with. You mandated a 9-year-old to step into shoes of her own mother, limiting her chances of being a child and play with others, rather affirming and vowing to get into the grave with her if she dies later. Dear Father, stretch your arms and touch your sons for them not to reap the forbidden fruit, and fortify your daughters not to fall into traps of mankind. AIDS, why can't you go back to where you came from and stop tormenting the innocent lives of my people? AIDS, why can't you go back to where you came from and stop tormenting the innocent lives of my people? My people. I got lost in a moment. You are my perfect painted picture, beautiful creature. But first, let me thank the above creator for gracing and blessing you with the most awesome body features. Mind of a goddess, walk and talk like an African princess. But I resisted and insisted to commit incest, knowing that somewhere in the world lies a beautiful lioness, tamed to become the most sweetest honey, nested and hidden between the mountains of Njesutu. Kwatuma, Kwantuba, Mashai, Mafadi, Chaka de Homo, Dirana Ubuela Shakeng. Uniquely made, when finally the homemade yellow bones. You see, I silently glanced at your beauty, giving it my all like a soldier on duty. Ironically, my eyes were glued at her booty, but I kept a low profile, avoiding to be called a duchi. Don't get me wrong, yeah, all I'm a Christian, but I think for this one, Gizodinga Umuti. Within a blink of an eye, one quiet and she said, hi, booty, Ubianga Gupu go again a suit in Jengontate Muruti. I took a deep breath, accompanied by a deep sigh, before I could say hi. And believe me when I say I wanted to lie about who I was, I mean, was the first norm to me. On that day, I got lost. I got lost in the moment to had 3 pickup lines to impress her. Ended up saying I was a poet and I was gonna write her a sonnet. But man, that's work. Ma'am, can I just be your doormat and you become my princess? My question became rhetoric as she stared at me with her bedroom eyes, complimented by her yellow shimmering thighs, and I had no choice but to swallow my pride if I really wanted to make her my wife, because that girl is nothing normal, nothing typical, a sense of humor so supernatural, her dress code so royal. Ngikhuluma lana madoda ngesiphalaphala sentombi, indoni yamanzi udlu ntombi, ongena basket uyangena emarket nongena nkomo uyayidla inyama oyithengile akaga ihlabo ihlabile akaga ewusile akaga idlu ngoba iseyidlile udla iqala awusimoma Mondi and Tombi Yasemakaya. Only if you can give me a chance to take you out, maybe downtown Soweto South, and the rest shall be negotiated with the cows blessed by the priest, us and our true vows. Because it started as a seed and it grew. I had a mind blockage and felt like a fool, but because it was you, it felt so good. The soothe of your brown skin entices my anxiety to wanna hold you through the night under the shining moon until the sky turns blue. We often told to get a room by people who have never been in love like you. And with that said, I'm grateful to God who made me to meet a princess like you, because you are my boo for good. O se matata sa mpedi ngwana wa leleme la boreledi o khadima belwa kana ledi se bone thula boreledi teng ya gago o tletse lerato la go se fele gaitšedi o nhlakantšha bjasha ntumelle ke gopele sego sa metsi o nshikinya maikutlo masebotsana wa go rata thuto se babola sa matsogo a borutho la rena lerato le thegile ka phološo ke tla go lwela ka tsohle thapelo le lerumo ka go nyala semmušo ka phumola bohle ka go direla tsohle se mona ne sa dikoti marameng ke a gwa ke a kepela ke re ntshwareng ye kgarebe ke bontšitše thabeng ke kopa ke leya ke lebile lapeng ke re matswele a ke leng kamogeleng ke ntšheng sa mafatlheng a ke gane ke lumile ke mmutla lerato la ka go wena le a fiša le a dutla ke fepa sa borala ka tsebiša setšhaba le magotla nna ke go tshepiša khutšo nka seke ka go sutla ramasedi o be a iketlile ge a be a go bopa.